catch me up to speed. Catch me up. Who you are, where you are, what's going on. And like, if someone was to listen, right, let's just go with like who you are, like what's the background. And I think there's some blue collar and some hustle. I know that.
Yeah. Thanks, man. So my name's Anthony. I am originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm guessing so we probably want to start with the real estate kind of side of things, which is let me start by saying I guess it always felt almost kind of impossible, like it was just not something I could do. And the reason I think is because the way that I was going to enter real estate didn't exist yet, right? So, and so fast forward, quite a bit later, and I moved from Albuquerque to El Paso with my now wife, and she lives here actually. She has a property that she got. Interestingly, direct to seller that she bought, and so we're living in this house, and we're both working. My 9 to 5 is physical therapy, and I found out within a couple of years that I could leverage my time a little bit more by doing home health care, because it's like twice the pay and you have the flexibility, and so I get into that, and I'm running myself ragged, bro. I'm seeing like 50 to 60 people a week, and it's just our overhead, and at that point in time, Medicare was like really, they just were giving therapy out like candy, and so it was cool, but I started to get some money together, and I was like, man, this is exhausting. I just told my wife we needed to buckle down, figure something else out. I'm like, I don't want to be slaving away like this forever, and so go down, YouTube tunnel, and actually we started the Dave Ramsey stuff. That's how it started, and so I said, all right, well, we're not gonna spend any money. We're gonna pay off our debt. We're gonna save. And, I got that first property in Albuquerque, and I wanted to do it remotely because I thought, well, I need to know how to manage remotely, and I'm going to do it in my hometown in case I goof it up. And so, I started going through like Airbnb or short-term rental like groups, and Facebook, found a guy in Colorado, and I'm looking at his profile. He's doing pretty good. He seems to know what he's doing a bit more than me, and so I ended up going out to Denver. I'm doing all of this stuff, and so I'm working at, maybe just as hard, if not more, as I was when I started all of this, but there's a passion behind it, so that drives me in a different way. However, it's it's just I just feel like I'm kind of stuck. I'm just kind of stuck, man. I don't really know where to go from here. You know what I mean?
All right. No, I get it. Thank you I wanted you to get it all out, and then we can mix it up with some thoughts. So I'm going to just ask some questions and whatnot. So, the career, that's obviously draining. That's obviously not as fruitful as it once was. And then what happens is, you're just going to be trading time for money. And then that's sort of where the bottleneck is. So some of us have found, and sometimes people find that happy medium where it's like, I got to do this work here to make at least this so we can like just survive. But I got to figure out what I have left.
So you're asking kind of what kind of free time do I have?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm sitting here for 3, 4, or 5 hours a day. Like,
oh, bro.
Looking at YouTube videos, trying to, understand like how to do this. You know what I mean? Like I watched the Avatar video, and I called a realtor that I know, and she's gonna send me some dead leads. Like I have the time to do something. I just don't know what to do. Like people contact me directly. Like I've learned to do that, where I just direct book people for Airbnb. So like I make a little money that way. So I have time.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right, that's easy. I thought one thing. I was hearing one thing, but I think I either misunderstood. But it's a reality is different. So you legitimately have time. You have more time than many now,
Yeah,
and this is
dude.
the
Yeah,
perfect time to
it's
strike. So yeah, this is the perfect time to strike. And what I mean by that is you got more time than many. And so when I started grinding this thing out, it was like, well, no matter what, just like anybody, just like you, I'm sure is like when you're doing the arbitrage, you're furnishing them, you're doing this, you're renovating your girl's place, the house she grew up in and all that. It's like, you know, find the time, morning, noon, night, doesn't matter, but it's like 7 days a week. And it's still this way, bro. 10 years later, I'm still doing it. I don't think I'm ever going to stop this. Saturday mornings, like my wife's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I sent you an email at 1 a.m. last night just to let you know what my agenda was for the week. Like we didn't get to talk. And so like I was up last night, she was with the kids and I was like, here's my email. Like I sent her an email. I'm like, check the email. I'm sorry, I got to leave. And I won't see her till later on this afternoon. So it's like, it is what it is. This is the shit I like to do. And this is what drives me, but also this is what is the mission. So same for you would be like, it doesn't matter. It's like, we just got to keep showing up. So first of all, I don't care whatever else is in your life, it needs to go. Like shut it down. I don't care what it is. And maybe there's nothing there. Maybe you already did that. If that's the case, perfect. If it's games, YouTube, Netflix, I don't give a shit. Shut it off. YouTube, analysis paralysis, shut it off. Because what we end up finding out is what happens is we end up freeing up time and then we don't know what to do with that time. I'm guilty of it. Pace is guilty of it. Pace has perfected that, but he preaches that. He goes, you start delegating things off, you start taking things off your plate, even if that was the case, right? Let's say you are scaling up. Guys scale up and they start shedding things off and they're like, what the freak do I do all day? What do I do with this time? And next thing you know, you find yourself doing activities that are not fruitful and not money-making activities. So we need to do money-making activities. So you go like, bro, I understand that, but what are those? Great. And that's when we go into, there is going to be a diverse things that we need to find where you got to find maybe the right pocket. And maybe it's just a little bit of chaos at first. Like I'll be real. It might be a little chaotic at first, but that's the journey of this. That's the beauty of it is when you reflect in 6 months, you go, oh shit, it's working. And like, again, those are moments I've had where you feel like nothing's going on when you're going to start this, like we're going to call this day one or something. And you're going to start like doing some different things, some activities and some different reflexes and reactions to things. You're going to start thinking differently and you're going to go, why am I doing this? This doesn't make sense. And then 6 months later, you'll be different. But, you know, it's things like going out into the free Facebook group and announcing like legitimately like every once in a while and then looking, I don't know if you're ever in there, but it would be like, hey guys, and you are in Albuquerque right now, right?
No. I'm in El Paso.
Oh, El Paso, that's right. All right. So El Paso. I was going to say, I think I just had something come through in Albuquerque yesterday. And I was like, I know one person out there. I know two people out there. I was like, but I was like, just thinking to myself, I'm like, could be a perfect opportunity where you, like, if we need someone out there, we need boots on the ground, we need photos, we need inspection, we need people to meet, you know, a buyer. Like those are ways to make money, you know, and let's just say it's El Paso. Doesn't matter where it is, wherever you can accommodate somebody or something. And that was going to be one of the first things, because that's going to let you also introduce yourself to people and also meet people. So, you know, it might be, hey guys, I'm in El Paso, hit me up. I'm in, you know, I'm not new to real estate. I have Airbnbs, you know, and I, you know, I've done a few, like, we can call it like maybe renovations. But I'm looking to provide more value. And where that happens is what I'm trying to tell you is like, you could be a reliable source to a wholesale team or people who are doing deals in El Paso, where you just might be boots on the ground right now. Maybe you're going doing photos and tours and stuff, but you know, those are money-making activities, but it's also, you know, sort of that apprenticeship and where you might be able to get in with a team just like that. But it's at least putting yourself out there so you're a beacon for people to at least come to you to know. If no one knows what the freak you're doing, no one knows. So we got to get that word out. And that's the biggest thing to me. It's like, who's doing the deals in El Paso? I can certainly, try to help a little bit on, I can't think of one. I just heard of someone the other day doing something in El Paso. So I know there's people doing stuff. I just don't know off the top of my head. Dan Quijano is a friend of mine. He's in Albuquerque. But as far as this, that's all I know for that. So anyway, that's like one of the first steps I would do. And then you can literally, if you called an agent yesterday and it was just a friend and they're going to send you expireds, great. But why not just take it upon yourself to go on and look for expireds too? Or like, I don't want you to spend too much time on this, but it's thinking this way. And I have to try to go backwards, right, for you, where there's roles like connecting even, or you're arbitraging, you're sort of like, micro flipping deals or connecting people for deals. Just one of the things you need to think of when you're looking at something. You want to think of it 7 different ways. And this would be one of the ways. So it's like, someone's looking for a Subto deal. How about, do you know anyone in the freaking market that down there that's looking for a house that has, 30, 40,000 in there in the bank? And they're like, I'm just waiting to buy a house. I can't qualify for one. But this guy has a 4.2 interest rate. You introduce someone to a deal, bro, you just assign it. You say, hey man, I got a buyer. I'm going to make an introduction. Let's split whatever fee I can get. So say this guy was going to make 12 grand, bro, I'll bring you the buyer. You want to split the deal? And it just makes quick $6 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally that easy, but you have to just be super like hustler in a way of that. So there's one opportunity. So it's like, first of all, I go to my immediate area and I go immediate friends, circle, people thing. Who wants to buy a house right now? And then who can I introduce to these deals?